Sure. My name is Fernando Yovera. I'm in charge of marketing and promotion for Student Health Services, and I'm based here at the Wellness Center.
Okay, nice to meet you, Fernando. Can you tell us about the Wellness Center and what types of services do you provide to students here?
Sure. The Wellness Center has been specifically in this location, I believe, right around for over 5 years now. Originally, we were based in the trailers, a little bit closer to the clinic that's right next to the library on campus. But our ongoing mission, and the mission as we continue to do, is to give students the resources, the tools, and access to services that will enhance their wellness and their health in general. We focus on providing, obviously we provide HIV testing, we have fitness assessments, we do counseling on various different aspects like tobacco dependency, stress, sleeping. We also provide events that bring awareness to certain issues like STDs, for example. We have our Sex Carnival in February. We've begun to focus more on men's health issues since that's a key point where there's a decline in men's health throughout the years recently. So we have a men's expo to address that issue. We focus a lot on these long-term health issues that students have that don't necessarily develop initially, because again for the age groups and the population we deal with, they refer to them commonly as the young invincibles, but it's developing the habits that will have long-term benefits for them outside once they leave FIU. We continue to do that, and we continue to organize with different groups and departments to see those benefits and to get students graduating healthy.
Okay, thank you. How does the Wellness Center increase HIV awareness at BBC?
We have various programs and efforts that raise awareness to HIV. We collaborate with, for example, MPAS and their LGBTQA, a lot of letters, initiative. We help them with their World AIDS Day, and we do events to help them raise awareness for it. We provide free HIV testing at no cost to the students, and that's a collaboration we do with Care Resource.
On which days do you provide that?
We provide those on Tuesdays. They're from Tuesdays, I believe they're from 10 to 3, and we those are every week. Normally we do those throughout the semester, throughout the school year, and we do also expand that when we have events. We have a Sex Carnival, which is our big STD event of the year. We do that in February. We just had that recently, and we coordinated, for example, with Borinquen to have STD testing as well as HIV testing for that event to great success. It's one of our record attended events here at BBC.
Okay, and what type of testing do you guys do for HIV testing or STD testing? Do you know any of the information,
Sure.
like the specific type of test that you use?
Sure. Up until recently, up until at least 2 years ago, what we did was a standard oral swab exam. So they would take a sample using, I believe they used a cotton swab, and then that would go through their testing method, and within 20 minutes or so they would get a result. However, recently we've given students the option not only for them to have an oral sample taken, but if they want to, they could also get a skin prick. So we also have that option available recently. Again, the results are 20 minutes. However, based on the results, if it's a positive, we still encourage students to get more testing to take out any kind of possibility of having a false positive or something like that.
Okay, and if you do have any students who test positive,
Mm-hmm.
what are the other steps, or do you provide any other types of treatment or
Sure.
counseling here for
Sure.
them?
Well, it's a very interesting relationship the way we form with that, because again, we like to respect the confidentiality of students, and it's a complicated situation when you're dealing with young people, but also young people who come into this institution primarily to get an education, and by some adverse situation throughout their life, they may become in contact with HIV/AIDS, become infected with HIV/AIDS. We coordinated with Care Resource. So Care Resource is specifically the agency that does our testing. It's not that we have a hired employee that does HIV testing for us, that works or that is a representative for FIU. Instead, it's a representative of Care Resource. And that person has been trained to do counseling in the case of a positive result. So they go through the counseling process, and if it is a positive, they continue to follow up with that person, and they tell them the options they have available. I believe they also give them options to medical facilities that could help them throughout their case, throughout their time.
Okay. Well, thank you for the interview.
Sure.
And we really appreciate you helping us. Thank you.
No problem.